Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the In Off the Post podcast. Coming up on today's show, it's the Champions League draw. Ronaldo wins the Ballon D'Or and Jack Wilshere for England. I'm your host, Daniel Bevan, here once again with Ross Dawson.
Hello, everyone.
And I'm not here with Liam Thomas this week. Who am I with?
You are here with Dom James.
And who might be that?
I'm an aspiring rapper from Cardiff.
Up the diff.
Up the diff, obviously, of course.
You have got an EP coming out this week, haven't you not?
I have The Thought Process out Friday. Hopefully, if all goes well, it'll be out Friday.
Impressive.
Where can we find that?
You'll be able to find it on Shazam, Apple Music, and Spotify. iTunes as well for the people who don't have Apple Music.
Nice.
Love that. Fantastic. Well, we could talk about it, and we are going to, but we might as well show you a little bit first. So take it away. We're going to play one of your singles, Unusual.
Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, darling? Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, baby?
Yo, I know it's sounding kinda crazy now I say this, and I don't know if you've been thinking about the same shit, but lately you've been on my mind and yeah I hate it, but it's blatant that these feelings ain't about to leave and fade quick. The way you are just leaves me in amazement. I love the way that you don't stand for any fake shit. And I don't know if it's the green that I've been blazing, but I see you and connect you with the songs upon my playlist. But all my niggas tell me leave it, cause you're not invested, but there's no way I can see it. And maybe I'm just stubborn, but there's no way I believe it, cause I got what you need and I just hope that you receive it. Yeah, and maybe it's just me being me, but every time you leave my text on red I'll stick him out relief, cause I've been holding out for time, but I just need to know for real. If you see any type of future, let me know.
Is it unusual
For me
to be in love with a woman like you, darling?
is it unusual
For me to be in love with a woman like you, baby?
I just can't
Help it, no.
I just can't
help it, no. I just can't help it, no. Said I just can't help it, no. I just wanna ride with you everywhere.
Yo.
Everywhere. I just wanna ride with you everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere.
Me and her riding around the city for the day. I told her she don't have to worry about the pay, but she's an independent woman, so she told me she don't want to see me pay for her in any type of way. And then I really got to thinking, this might be the one, but I don't want to overthink it. So I took my wallet, but she wouldn't stop insisting that we should split the bill, and there was no way she would give in. We left the place and we were walking hand in hand. Get real, we're talking about our plans. Told me I wanted to pursue the music. I said I'm the one to make it here if anybody can. And then she looked me straight up in my eyes. She was silent, just waiting on a reply. And I just said the first thing that came to mind. I asked her right there and then.
Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, darling? Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, baby? I just can't help it, no. I just can't help it, no. I just can't help it, no. Said I just can't help it, no. I just wanna ride with you everywhere, yeah. Everywhere. I just wanna ride with you everywhere, yeah. Everywhere.
Yo.
Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, darling? Is it unusual for me to be in love with a woman like you, baby? I just can't help it, no. I just can't help it, no. I just can't help it, no. Said I just can't help it, no. I just wanna ride with you everywhere, yeah. Everywhere. I just wanna ride with you everywhere, yeah. Everywhere.
Woo! I apologise. I apologise for the stuttering.
That was brilliant.
Singing wasn't the best. I'll admit the singing wasn't the greatest thing in the world. Let me just tell the camera, hey, the singing wasn't the best in the world. But you know, because it's early in the morning, and obviously, and I stuttered a bit because I'm tired. That's why I got a coffee right here.
Well, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Fantastic
everyone.
stuff.
No, I love that. It's a brilliant track, unusual, coming on the new EP, The Thought Process. This Friday, is it not?
Hopefully this Friday.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm not getting anyone's hopes up. Hopefully it's out this Friday. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, brilliant. Tell us a little bit about it then.
So basically, I released Stay the Night.
I love that track, I've got to say, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Big fan.
I released that a couple of months ago, and then I linked up with Donald Fithian, and I was like, I wanna do a project. I wanna make an EP. So we started working on it. My good friend, my best friend, Jake Scott, he was very influential. He was a very big part of the project. Helped me come up with a name and the thought process, and then we just went ahead with it, and here we are now.
Fantastic. How many tracks are on there?
8 tracks. 8 tracks.
Oh, that's a long EP.
Hefty
That's
EP, though.
Yeah. Nice EP.
Nice EP.
Nice little interlude in there as well. You know, just
Brilliant.
yeah.
Well, let's take it back then, shall we? What was your first ever music memory?
My first ever music memory. What, as in me creating music or me being involved listening to music?
Interpret the question in any way you want.
Okay. I'll talk about my first ever hip hop musical memory. So I remember my mum I used to be a kid when I was young. I used to listen to Busted. That was my shit. That was my shit. Came from the year 3000. If that's Busted, is it Busted?
Yeah.
It is Busted.
That is some proper top level prison music.
That was my shit back in the day. I used to ask my dad for all the CDs, and my dad, coming from his Caribbean roots, obviously reggae and hip hop, so he's like, oh, do I have to? And then my mum and dad didn't used to live together, so I remember one day I went over to my dad's house. He got me in the car and he played Lil Wayne's album. I think it was the Carter 1, number 1, and I listened to that and I was like, oh my god, I want to start swearing. And I went home. First thing I told my mum was, fuck. I got slapped up. But it changed everything, and that's when I started to love hip hop, and then when I was around 11, 10, I decided I want to be a rapper.
Who's your favourite at the moment then? Still Lil Wayne?
It's not Lil Wayne anymore. I do love Lil Wayne, and I respect everything he's done for hip hop and music. But probably, I don't know, I'm in love with Gold Link at the moment. I don't know if you know who he is.
I can't say I do, unfortunately.
He's got a mad song called Crew, but yeah, I'm in love with Gold Link at the moment. Obviously, I love my J. Cole, Kendricks, all of them, and I like some underground guys as well. Darren Falana, don't know if you've heard about him. He's a Canadian guy, he's up and coming, and Pride as well. So they're my influences, my main influences.
Fair.
Obviously Drizzy as well. Drake,
I was going to say, I actually was going to point out a bit of Drake.
Yeah. I love British artists as well. I'm not going to leave the British artists out. You know, they are Stormzy, Ratchery too, all them guys. So, yeah.
Fair enough. So, I mean, the album's called The Thought Process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what were you thinking going into the project?
I wasn't thinking much. When I think my thought process, the reason it's called The Thought Process is I was speaking with Jake Scott, and we were just speaking about ideas. What could we call this? And I was saying, it's everything I'm thinking at this point in time, all of my ideas. So we just said name of The Thought Process, and we were like, let's do it. So my thinking going into it, I don't know what I was thinking. I honestly don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking mostly about my relationships I've had with women. Not very successful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not very successful at all. That's why. Tinder. No. Dom James _F. Instagram. Any women? That's how it is. Nah, but yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I just have to plug myself.
I had a question in mind then, and it's completely gone. So I'll just go straight to what are your plans then? I know that you want to start working on something in January.
Yeah, I've got ideas. I'm gonna keep pushing this. Obviously, it hasn't even yet. So I'm gonna keep pushing this. Do a few videos, and then I'm gonna try and get back making music in January. I'm always gonna be making music, but in January I wanna really knuckle down and start making this project that I've been thinking of for a long, long time.
Is now you can tell us about it yet?
No.
All on the
I'm not trying to be one of those, no, I can't tell you, but I can't. I
respect that.
I want to keep this close to my heart right now.
That's cool.
So what about plans for any shows in the future?
I am planning to do shows. I'm trying to get in touch with venues, but it's mostly just pushing the EP.
Yeah.
And then once I got that out, then I have enough songs to be able to perform somewhere, and
Yeah.
hopefully it goes successful.
Sick.
So yeah.
Have you got in contact with any radio stations?
I haven't got in contact with any radio stations as of yet.
I think
That
that's
is
a
in the
really
work.
radio-friendly song,
Yeah.
unusual. I
Yeah.
think I would be
Yeah.
really good.
Thank
Personally-
you very much.
personally,
Thank you, Thank you
yeah.
very much.
But
Remember the
but-
name, Dom James.
yeah.
Remember the name, Dom James. Hopefully.
How can we forget?
Dom James.
Dom James.
Dom James.
Well, I mean, this is a football show, so we'll talk
Mhm.
a bit about football. I understand that you're a Spurs fan, are you not?
Yes, I'm a Spurs fan. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
how's that going for you
I'm
at the
a
moment?
Spurs fan. Well, yeah, it's just ups and downs, obviously. Mostly downs. But it is what it is, isn't it? Being a Tottenham supporter, it's not my choice. Thank
Yeah.
you, Dad, for that. But yeah, as of this season in the Premier League, obviously we haven't had the strongest season, but the Champions League's going very well. So I just hope, I'd love a Champions League run, a nice Champions League run, quarterfinals, if we can make semi-finals, that'll be amazing. Obviously, if we made the final, that'll be crazy. But I'd do Champions League run, and hopefully we need to get in the top 4 as well.
Big game in the Champions League coming up. Just been drawn against Juventus.
Juventus, yeah.
We'll get into the in depth about the draw. But how are you feeling about that game?
I don't know, because I do believe we can win. We can win. We've been showing in the Champions League, especially, we've been very, very strong defensively. That's what I like about us. We've been very strong defensively. So as long as our star players are fit, as long as Harry Kane's on the pitch, then I reckon we have a chance of beating anyone.
It's funny, we've talked a lot about Spurs on the show because we're all big fans of Harry Kane.
Yeah, best defense in the league.
Best
Yeah,
defence in
for
the league
sure,
by a far.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And also Toby Alderweireld. I think.
Yeah, best defender. I'd say best defender in the Premier League.
Well, absolutely.
Couple of weeks ago, he was a big shout for our most underrated player in the league as
Mm.
well. Cause
and he's already rated quite highly.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely thinking he's probably one of the best in the world in his position. But how would you rate Spurs this season out of 10, or give it a grade?
Out of 10, 6.
6.
No, that's funny given that you're currently in 6th place.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
That was quick, Ross. I like that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
I got the table up right
I
now.
appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
if you could strengthen in January, who do you think you should bring in, or what position?
We need a backup striker. I know we got Llorente, and we had Janssen last week. Janssen, I ain't gonna lie, Janssen was bad. Like, I can't. He was bad. But
Do you reckon-
Llorente,
Do you reckon Heung-min Son can do a job up top? Or is he more
he
of a
can
winger?
do a job up top, but he just doesn't consistently get enough game starting.
No, he had a quality game against.
He's a quality player, Heung-min Son. But I just don't know.
Stoke. He had a good game against
very
Stoke on the
good game.
weekend.
And so I just want to strengthen that area really. Get another centre back in just for reassurance. A left back, because Danny Rose is good. I think Danny Rose will lead.
You're not rating what Ben Davies is doing at the moment.
He's a good player, Ben Davis, but I want a strong left back to come in and who can do a job week in, week out for us, because I think Danny Rose will leave. But I'd love to see this. It's not going to happen, but I'd love to see Martial, and I'd love to see Martial. I'd love it.
I mean,
I'll have some issues with that. I tell you
he'd
that.
improve so much under Poch, though, wouldn't he? He would.
Martial.
Yeah.
I'd love him as backup to
guess.
Harry Kane, or maybe even partner in Harry Kane, because I think he's a quality player.
He needs more freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
He needs to be given the reins in a game.
Exactly.
To perform.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I don't want to throw this on you, but you're the first music guest we've ever had on the show, and we've got a theme tune that was, devised by your producer. So
Friend of the show.
friend of the show, Donald.
Donald.
Come on, Don. Yay! That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, since you're familiar with his work, how would you feel about freestyling on our theme tune? We have it queued up.
Alright, let's go then.
Hey.
I'll see what I can do.
That's
This might not be the greatest thing in the world, by the way. Not the greatest bars. It might not make any sense, but let's see what I can do. Yo, in off the post. Hey, hey, okay. Yo, listen. Hey. I'm like Lassie on the ball, cause you know I got all the tricks. I don't really give a damn, I might just hit him with the whip. Everywhere I go, everybody be like, he's the shit. You know that I get it, man, and you know that I'm a Brit. Hey, my flow's harder, you know that I'm flow father. Do this shit bigger, they know that I'm the man in the city. Everybody wants to know this, making bread every day. You can call that shit Hovis, I'm a killer. Kill the rhythm, then I kill the game. Everybody wanna get it, yeah, this shit is so insane. I've been going so damn hard, and this shit is off the brain. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I'm going insane. I'm that light skin killer, go hard, no driller. Women wanna get it with me, yeah, I get it, no filler. The young boy with a dream to be great. Them haters haters hating on me, you know that I'm reasonably late. I am that man down, the fans now. Everybody wanna get it. I'm Jackie Chan now. Kick him up, hit him up. Yeah, I'm about to kill it, going hard, and you know that the boy can get it. I'm the illest. I've been freestyling since the day I was a youngin'. Getting money daily. I've been balling like I'm youngin'. That's a rapper. Yeah, I like it. Going so damn hard and I'm with a night that's flowing like you know this. Making bread, I show this. Them haters wanna get it. I've been all up in the showbiz. I'm going so damn hard, man. You know that I got all this. The flow is hard, man. And you know that I've been balling. Young killer, the game is so insane now. Everybody wants to get it. You know the name now. Dom James, and I'm about to be big. Them haters hating on the boy, but you know that I'm the kid. I've been that man now. When it's man down, where your fans now. Everybody wants to get it, man. I got the sound now. Young killer, young boy with a big dream. I get it in and I'm balling. I call it split screen. That's car racing. I get the shit, man. You know that I'm car racing. See, yo, let me put some football bars into this. Hey. I'm like Messi on the ball, but I don't dribble, I just spit. Going hard up in the city, you know that I'm from the diff. And I do this for my people, you know who the fuck it is. I'm the man up in the city and I'm going for the grizz. That's the money, that's the cash, that's the Lola. Everybody knows I get it, man. I'm going hard like bowler. Yo, Imbula, is he a footballer? Yeah, I'm cooler. Rashford with the young flow. You know I'm dumb flow. Talking about the money, man. You know that I run no. Walcott with a bit of pace. Them haters see me do it, man. I'm spitting in your face with the flow so rapid. Go so added. Everybody knows that the flow so addict. I'm like Bale with a strength. Them haters see me do it, baby. You should sit on the bench, yeah. Hey.
I'm shocked.
That was
insane. Go on. Give it up. That's
I tried.
Dom James, everyone. Dom James.
Thank you very much.
Oh, dude, I can't believe that. All off the dome. That is unbelievable.
All off the
Well,
dome.
I think this week's episode's just peaked. Now I may as well call it quits. You know.
Hey.
I think the whole show is peaked. We're never getting any better than that.
I tried. I did my thing. I like the instrumental, by the way. Very
Shout
match
out
of the day.
Don. Shout out Don.
Don.
Shout out Don. Get back on.
Hey.
Shout out Don.
Right, Don, it's your turn now.
Right, I guess we should get into the show then.
We probably should. Are you going to stick around for that, man?
Yeah, I want to stick around for this.
That's amazing.
So we'll start it off with how we do every week, just a roundup of the results.
Yeah.
A couple of talking points coming from this weekend's games. We'll go from Saturday. Newcastle 2, Leicester City 3. Disappointing loss for Newcastle. Alan Shearer since come out on Twitter saying, nowhere near good enough at NUFC today. Sell our club, Mr. Ashley, to someone who wants to be here before it's too late again.
Oh, damn.
Massive claims coming from Alan Shearer. So Hosselu opened the goal in the 4th minute. Mahrez equalised with an absolute belter in the 20th minute. Fair play, Mahrez. Then Damari Gray gave Leicester City the lead in the 60th minute. Dwight Gale equalised in the 73rd. And Ayaze Perez's own goal in the 86th minute gifted the win to the Fox. So a really disappointing loss there for Newcastle.
I thought Leicester, under Claude Puel, though, they have done unbelievably well, haven't they?
Yeah, Claude quality manager.
Manager. I'm glad that you agree because I feel like I get ostracised every time I bring him up.
He's a quality manager. I remember he was at Monaco, wasn't he, when Henry was there and he helped change Henry's game from a winger to a striker. He's a quality manager.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, mad. But I mean,
out the knowledge here.
I know. Liam, you're sacked. At Southampton he was unbelievable. But he was sacked because he didn't play nice enough football, even though they finished in the top 10. So it made no sense.
Anyway, Crystal Palace 2, AFC Bournemouth 2. A bit of a deadlock there. Good result for Crystal Palace, though. They're now unbeaten in 5 games.
Ben Teke causing a bit of controversy in the last minute, wrestling the ball away from their regular penalty taker.
Oh God!
Who's a regular penalty taker?
Yeah. It's not
Kabay. It's Milovic, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a really good penalty record. He's Serbian, I want to say. Something like
I
that.
think I know the name.
Yeah,
I'm trying to pronounce it.
And he wrestled the ball off of him, tried to took the worst penalty I've ever seen. Missed. Well, the keeper saved it, but it was awful. And
okay, we'll go in.
And that was in the last minute as well.
Next game, Huddersfield 2, Brighton 0. Not much to really say about that. Huddersfield.
Run of the mill.
Burnley 1, Watford 0. That was probably one of the bigger games on Saturday, I'd say. Obviously, Watford and Burnley have both been doing bits this season. Watford are currently in 9th, Burnley all the way up in 7th, equal on points to Spurs.
Two overachieving clubs.
Right.
Yeah.
But Sean Dyche and Marco Silva, two insane managers at the moment.
Sean Dyche's an amazing man. I'd love to see him have a chance at the England manager job one day, although I don't support England.
No,
that's a shout.
But I'd love to see that. He's got passion. Real passion.
Yeah.
That's what I like about him.
But do you think that maybe his thing is he builds teams around his players.
He builds team. Yeah, he knows what he's doing when it comes to play. He knows how to make a team around it. But he don't need to bring too many players in. He knows what he's doing around.
Yeah.
He's loyal to players as well.
Well, that's the thing. We made the point last week where there's a certain amount of squads that succeed together, and if you interchange some of those players, then the squads aren't going to perform.
That's right. That's why, as an international man, I think he's made to be England manager. To be honest, his growth as well.
Yeah.
From his last spell in the Premier League.
Well, he's stuck with Burnley for years now as well.
I think it's his 5th season, maybe.
He's seen them through thick and thin, and now he's in success. And I think,
and if he was England manager, we'd see Danny Ings, Andre Gray, Ben Mee, all getting England call-ups.
Well, I mean, if it brought results, then who'd care?
Exactly.
Anyway, Swansea 1, West Brom 0. Good result for Swansea. 2 goals in 2 games for Wilfred Boney. A much needed win for the Swans.
Quick plug for the podcast. We did actually record a little thing over in Swansea last week. We're getting the video for that today, so that should be up this week.
Brilliant. And then the big scoreline on Saturday. Spurs 5, Stoke 1. I'm sure Dom, you'll be more than happy to talk about this game.
Beautiful. I didn't even watch it. I'm not even. I didn't even watch the game. I don't even know who scored because I've given up. I'd given up on Tottenham because I thought Premier League's not. I've just been watching Champions League, but 5-1. That's very. And I heard that Heung-min Son played amazing, so
he did. Yeah.
Very happy for the.
Well, Harry Kane getting 2 goals. Nice little brace.
I like that.
Quality.
I like that. That's Harry Kane. We all know what Harry Kane can do, isn't it? It's the thing. I think Harry Kane's a bit underrated because he's English. He's underrated. People don't see him as a top European striker because he's English. And I know he hasn't won the Champions League yet, but he's doing his business in the Champions League as well now.
As soon as he gets trophies.
As soon as we start getting trophies.
At 24, I can't think of any strikers who would do it in the business as well as he is.
No.
I mean, he's already outscored.
He's up there with Lewandowski, Cavani. Or he's up there with all of them now.
Well, he certainly outscored them before they've been on.
Yeah.
If you look at them at 24. Yeah. But here's a fun fact for you. It means he becomes the first Englishman to score 50 goals for club and country in a calendar year since who? Does anyone know?
Ooh, I'm going to say Wayne Rooney.
Nah. He played for Derby, this guy, did he?
No, we are way off now. We're talking a long time
hang
ago.
on, when was it?
1927.
Oh my lord, I'm not going to get that.
That was the year Cardiff won the FA Cup. I've got to say that.
You've got to say that.
Yeah. It was Dixie Dean who did it for Everton and
name.
England. That's a great name.
Dixie Dean. I love that name. Dixie.
It's a quality English name, that. It's a very early 1900s English name.
In terms of goal scorers in this game, Shawcross obviously opened the scoring with an own goal. Heung-min Son scoring in the 53rd minute. Harry Kane scoring in the 54th and 65th. Moussa Dembele getting on the score sheet, which is good to see.
It's nice to see him on the pitch.
Yeah,
Moussa Dembele's a quality player.
Yeah,
strongest player in the Premier League, I'd say.
We're big fans of him on this show.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Quality player.
And also Christian Eriksen, who is probably our most underrated player in the Premier
playmaker in the Premier League, definitely.
Scored Spurs' 5th in the 74th minute.
I put him really high up that with like KDB.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we do rate him that high.
Ryan Shawcross managed to pull one back, but obviously it didn't matter. But good result for Spurs, given that.
Wait, Ryan Shawcross got a goal and an own goal.
Yeah.
That means he's the 3rd player to do that in Premier League history.
Who are the other 2? Do you know?
Wayne Rooney and David Beckham.
Quality.
I thought you were going to say, what's that guy whose name would play for Man City? The guy who's always score on goals. Dunn.
Dave McAlis.
Oh, Richard Dunn.
Richard Dunn.
Richard Dunn.
That guy used to know how to score an own goal.
Oh, and Titus Bramble as well.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure he scored 3 own goals in one Premier League match once.
Anyway, the final game on Saturday, London Derby, West Ham 1, Chelsea 0. Ooh.
That's a good one.
It was a very good result.
Very good result for everyone in the Premier League. That's
It's a David Moyes effect, isn't it? They gave Man City a really good game last week, and now they've beaten Chelsea.
But I mean, statistically, Chelsea did dominate that game. It was just the Marco Arnautovic goal in the 6th minute that was what decided it. Basically, he got booked a minute later for jumping into the crowd. But nevertheless, really good result for West Ham. They're still in the relegation zone, but not by much.
They'll get relegated.
They're not getting relegated.
They will get relegated.
They will. You think?
They'll get relegated. It don't matter how good David Moyes is doing. His name's David Moyes. They're getting relegated.
How about Swansea? Do you think they're staying up?
They're getting relegated.
Well, you got one more spot to fill up then. Who's filling the other one?
Tottenham, probably. God.
Anyway, I rate that shout.
We'll get into Super Sunday. On paper, Super Sunday was really going to was
It was going to light up.
It was going to be
wasn't
big, but it didn't at all. Southampton won, Arsenal won. Really unfair result, I think, for Southampton, because I think they did dominate for a lot of the game, and lucky not to walk away with 3 points.
Nice to see Charlie Austin playing again.
Charlie Austin quality. What is it? 4 and 5.
I think that's right. Yeah.
5 goals this season, 4 goals and 3 starts.
Quality.
Oh, sorry.
He's also a favourite of ours on the show.
I feel like we praise a lot of players.
We do.
The way this is going, as always, a favourite of ours.
Charlie Austin's been this season. He's been.
Yeah.
He's
when he's been called upon, he's been
good,
doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Quality player.
But
Gabbiadini's been disappointing this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was really good
last year. Season I remember him coming in.
He scored in the was it the League Cup final? Yeah.
And should have had another one.
Was it against Man United?
Yeah.
That was.
But Arsenal were very wasteful in attack, I think, but even worse in defence. Did any of you see the
Mertesacker? Don't bother putting him in the team. I know
Mertesacker,
mate. I don't know if you're going to be watching this. You need to stop.
He definitely
stop playing football.
He was non-existent. It was just a mess for the Charlie Austin goal. He did you see like his movement and all? He just like
or lack of it. Really.
He tripped over himself and he just let Charlie Austin wander in the penalty area.
When you're that slow, how can you be the centre of a back three?
How can you be a defender when you're that slow?
How can you be a football player? How can you be an athlete? Just sit down. You're rich. Sit on your couch and just coach.
I think he is actually stepping into a coaching role at the end of the season, isn't he?
Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
I'm sure Liam will agree with us in saying that he is. He shouldn't be starting in defence.
Per Mertesacker, yes, no. Per Mertesacker, yes, no.
That says it all. But
I think that was a no.
I messaged the group chat on Sunday morning. Basically, people know how to tactically outwit Arsenal now. It's not. Well, you saw United tactically outwit them last week, albeit Arsenal probably did deserve to get more out of that game. But Southampton were doing basically the same thing. The high press on the defenders works incredibly well against Arsenal because
if you've got Mertesacker on the pitch.
Exactly, yeah. When you've got Charlie Austin, who's quite mobile, I think he's got a bit of pace about him, and Nathan.
But he's by no means quick, is he?
No, but then you've got Nathan Redmond, who's quality as well.
He's great.
Dusan Tadic. When they're pressing your back three of Monreal, Koscielny, and Mertesacker, they're going to lose a lot of chances. But it's like the 3 at the back or 3-4-3 or whatever Arsenal are playing now. It's so easy to counter because it's such a symmetrical formation that if you counter it with the same formation, the same tactics, you're literally man for man marking. And if you're a defender on the ball and you're under pressure and you've got fast attackers running at you to sort of give you that high press, the high pressure, then you're gonna fumble the ball,
especially when you're as slow to react as Per Mertesacker is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's not just slow with his feet; he's slow in his mind as well.
Why was Mustafi out?
Oh, he went off injured last week, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
Against United.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. But still, Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, wouldn't you have brought him in instead of Mertesacker?
I rate Rob Holding. I rate him. He's a good player.
He's certainly better than Mertesacker.
Yeah. Well, no, that's fair enough. Even Kolasinac, if you put him at the back instead. I mean, I really rate Kolasinac, but anyway. Next game, Liverpool won, Everton won. Big Merseyside derby. Great result for Everton.
Liverpool were robbed, weren't they?
They were.
It was hilarious.
It was brilliant, though.
It's hilarious.
I liked watching it.
It's the story of Liverpool's season so far. They were so good in attack, but shocking in defence.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how Dejan Lovren can argue that penalty wasn't a penalty because he was still on the stroke of half time and at the end of the game. He was still in the referee's face.
Me and my dad had a really heated debate about this. We were watching the game and I was like, well, that's clearly a penalty. He's put his hand on his back, he's pushed him.
Yeah.
And then Dad's like, are you joking? How often do you watch football? And how many times have you seen them not given? I was like, no, but it's still a penalty.
If you get, when you've got Dejan Lovren on the pitch, he will guarantee you a mistake a game at least. 100%, no doubt. They need a new. I rate Matip, but he's just not the best defender.
What's Clavan doing in that squad? Klopp is so stubborn because how can he not look at that defence and think, there needs to be change there?
I would now argue that if you brought in Van Dijk into that defence, it wouldn't help.
Well, no, but he had a quality game against Arsenal, though, Van Dijk.
Van Dijk's one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying that those full-backs that you've got and whoever
Moreno can't defend.
Moreno is not a left-back.
They need Nathaniel Klein back.
Yeah,
because
quite desperately.
He's one of the better full-backs.
I don't even think Joe Gomez is a full-back, to be honest with you.
He's not.
He's more of a centre-back.
I'd like to see him bring in someone like Bertrand. I think Bertrand's quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not
well,
that I'd like to see him bring him in. I
he
don't
wa-
want
he
him to
was-
improve.
We,
but
we did a
it's-
top 5 a couple of weeks back, and he was, I think, my 3rd pick for the
Yeah.
most underrated players
He's
in
quality.
the Premier League. He
He's
is really
quality.
good.
Only
Defensively.
player to win the Champions League on his European debut, Ryan Bertrand, for Chelsea.
Big man.
Quality.
I'm full of useless information.
What does Lovren have to do to get dropped now at this point? Because he has been a starter in Liverpool's defence for the entire season, basically.
But the thing is, he had a one season. I think it was Klopp's first season, and he was good. He was
No,
actually
he was great for Southampton as well. But
Was he though?
He was never
never
amazing.
outstanding,
He always had someone next to him who could do the business. He always had, even Yoshida I rated more highly than Dejan Lovren
Yeah.
when they were playing together.
well, no,
He
had
Fonte.
And
Fonte
Fonte,
next to him
who
as
had
well.
an amazing season that year.
He did,
Well,
yeah.
I'm saying Lovren, and like he's always had someone next to. He can't lead a defense. He's
No.
supposed to be looked at as the leader of that defense now, and he can't lead a defense at all. He needs someone. I'd say Van Dijk would be a quality side, but they need someone else with Van Dijk, because Van Dijk and Lovren just wouldn't. No.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really see many leaders in that team.
Well,
in
the
Liverpool's
Liverpool
team.
Well, the only one I'd argue is Jordan Henderson.
And it doesn't really matter because he can't play football.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not that good. I mean, maybe James Milner's. He's experienced, but he's certainly not a character.
He's not a leader.
No.
They need that Steven Gerrard type. I don't think that's a once in a lifetime type.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You can't.
For any club, that would be
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
because they do need someone like a leader voice. I can see Emre Can trying to be that voice.
I really rate Emre Can as well.
I rate him.
think-
He's powerful. He's very powerful. He just needs. He's erratic, but he needs to. Once he matures his game more.
They need an Ander Herrera, boys.
He
Well, I
don't
can
need
see-
Ander Herrera.
I could see Chan leaving in the summer if Liverpool
But he's
don't
been
do anything.
heavily linked to like Juve and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think
Well,
he's
he'd
fitting
fit well there.
He's fitting well
Yeah,
in
he
the
would.
Juve team. Yeah,
But should we talk about Everton? Because I mean, what a result it was for them.
it was. Yeah,
It was a fantastic result.
Sam
And I thought
Allardyce.
they played some good football, and it's just the Sam Allardyce effect, isn't it? Dominic Calvert-Lewin obviously won the penalty against Lovren. I don't know how or why he suddenly came through the academy, because he wasn't even that good last year when he was given his chance. There were some breakout, academy players like Holgate, Tom Davis, who were much better than him last year. But this year he stepped up massively.
Yeah, he's quite. I rate him highly. And one player I rate, and I think it's going to be a star, is Lookman.
Oh yeah,
He's quality.
No,
he is a
definitely.
quality player.
He scored a banger in the Europa League this week, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got. Well, how many did he score? 2. Didn't
He scored 2 goals, but one of them
Quality
was a screamer.
Yeah, he's
but no, one player I rate in the Everton team, and he broke out quite a bit last season, is Tom Davis.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
quality.
yeah, yeah,
Industrious,
the good
isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good player. I like him.
But not first 3 games under Allardyce, undefeated, 2
Yeah.
wins and 1 draw. It's the Allardyce effect, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then Wayne Rooney playing in midfield, which was really interesting on the right
I
side
think
of that front three. How many times, not even on this show, just for years, how many people have been saying he's a central midfielder now, that's his best position.
He's a central midfielder, but he's not the bat. Like I don't know.
I think he's been decent for Everton though this season.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney.
He's got
He
important
scored-
gold. He's got really
he
important
scored
goals.
He
scored a
scored a
penalty.
fair amount of goals, yeah, and
Yeah.
his penalty was good on the weekend as well.
Yeah.
He is a good. He's a player you need in Everton need in that team. He's a voice.
Yeah.
Because there's so many new names
Yeah, exactly.
in that team. They need that one person who's
They
going to
need that
stand out
voice.
and
Confidence.
lead it.
He's got experience. He's won everything basically.
Certainly until Seamus Coleman comes back. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. And Leighton Baines hasn't been playing too much
That's a
either.
massive thing for Everton. Seamus Coleman provides so much to him with his crossing
Their
and his attacking
fullbacks-
ability.
Their fullbacks were so underrated
Yeah.
for years, weren't they?
Yeah.
Coleman, he's a quality. I've always rated him as one of the best right backs in the Prem. He's quality.
Mm.
Quality.
Well, he had that one chance to move to United, didn't he? And he didn't go.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
he regrets it now?
Probably, maybe. It depends. It's neither here or there because I
Mm.
think Everton are a
Then
club that can do great things in the future, and I think he wants to be a
wouldn't
part of that.
Wouldn't have had Antonio Valencia breaking out as the best right back in the league, though, would you? If Seamus
I
Coleman
mean,
moved.
it's going to take something to get ahead of Antonio Valencia at right back at the moment because I think he's quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he is.
Anyway,
Right.
shall we get into the big game of the weekend, the Manchester derby, one of the most anticipated Manchester derbies that there has been in years, I'd say.
And it was
Rubbish.
boring.
It was rubbish, yeah.
It was funny.
No.
It's funny.
I don't know why. Well, Jose resorted back to a back 4. I don't know if he was trying to man mark City at all, maybe sit in the pocket.
Yeah, he was trying to
He's
get
trying to
hold of
control.
the midfield. He was
Yeah.
trying to control the midfield
Because that that City midfield is so explosive when it wants
That's
to be.
midfield in the Premier League.
When you've got Fernandinho holding it down, and then you've got David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne on either side of him.
That's insane.
De Bruyne
No
is
wonder,
just-
no wonder they've scored so many goals this season when they've got both Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva
even
in
if
the
they
midfield.
can bring on Bernardo as well, Bernardo Silva, they got so many. Man City
Yeah.
have got so many options. They're so strong this season. It's unbelievable.
Well, we've
But-
made jokes that Bernardo Silva was only brought in to make the tea, but
Yeah.
he still comes in and
He
does
still
a job.
comes in and he does a job.
He was one of the best players in the French league last year.
Yeah.
Quality player. But what is it? Lukaku. Oh my god! I saw a comment on Twitter. I laughed. It
He
said
needs-
Lukaku looks like he's playing with jeans on.
I saw that as well. That's
Yeah,
why I
The
took it.
guy, he needs to work on his first touch.
He
a
needs
lot.
he needs to get dropped. I don't know
Yeah.
because I've said in the last couple of episodes that alright, he needs to have a break because he's played more or less every single game this season for United. He's started up front, and ever since bringing in Ibrahimovic, I don't know like what Lukaku can do to get dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I
he-
don't know.
well,
He
sure,
missed
this-
that sitter, didn't
This
he?
game has to bench him, I think, because we're playing against Bournemouth tomorrow night. He's just
I think it was his worst performance in a United shirt, personally.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even when he hasn't scored, I've rated his performances because he does bring a lot
but
more
he just,
to the
his
team.
first touch,
other
his
than
he needs to
goals.
work on his first touch, getting away from defenders. And did you hear what happened in the tunnel after?
Well,
Yeah,
20
we'll
man
get into
brawl.
that in a bit, yeah.
We were going to get onto that.
Chucking bottles at
Yeah.
Mikel.
But, I mean, his tactics, Mourinho's tactics, have become very much a meme at the moment, haven't they? There was a great tweet that was someone's like, "Oh my God, we're playing an attacking team," and someone quoted that with, "When you play 4 at the back at home," you know, because genuinely,
Well, I don't know why he resorted from changing it from 3 at the back because we've been playing that in the last couple of weeks and it served us quite well. I think Antonio Valencia and Ashley Young going down the flanks as wing backs is a great duo, especially since Ashley Young's been in great form this season. But if you put him in a back 4, then that's going to restrict his attacking capabilities as well because he's putting a couple of decent crosses on the left hand side. But I would have taken a draw going into the game. I would have taken
I think every United fan would have.
a muted United performance where he parks the bus, gets a 0-0 or 1-1 draw. I would have taken that because now we're 11 points behind. And people are saying that Man City have got the league wrapped up.
They've run away with it now because they got so many options off the bench. It's mad.
Well, the
It's
way
mad.
they celebrated, it was like they'd won the
They
league.
put confetti. Imagine how you bring confetti because you bring confetti beforehand because you know you're about to mash up your rivals. that's just
Bringing confetti to an
embarrassing.
away
And
game.
you know, I never thought about that. They actually
brought-
brought,
they had confetti
they brought
ready.
confetti.
they
with
had
them.
confetti
Mad.
ready to just pop
Yeah.
out.
But like you mentioned, Dom, the brawl that Milkgate,
my
as it's
God.
become known.
Only thing Lukaku can hit is Mikel Arteta's head.
I mean, I feel bad for Mikel Arteta. I've always liked him.
I do.
I
I like
yeah,
him. I like him.
Yeah.
Remember that time he was going to get called up for England because he lived in England for so long?
No, that was Almunia, wasn't it?
No, it was him as
Mikel
well.
Arteta, but he played already for the youth or something.
Yeah,
It's
either
all
way. So what's the latest on that, Ross? Can you tell us?
Well, it's been as you say, it's been unveiled that Lukaku was the one that threw the ball at Mikel Arteta. But before that, basically City were celebrating quite loud for United's liking. So then Lukaku burst in there, started throwing fists or something like that, allegedly.
I wouldn't like to see. I would be scared if I
You
saw
would be
Lukaku. I'd
scared,
be like,
wouldn't you?
listen,
Yeah.
you can take the win. If Lukaku walked in on me, I'd be like, listen, have the 2-1. I don't want to fight you. That boy's big,
He's a big man.
big man.
But then everyone else got involved. It was just obnoxious, really, from City's behalf. I think.
I
There's
think
no
it
point
was.
Well, it's a-
celebrating
it
that
doesn't
hard.
matter.
It's a
It's-
bit pointless.
It doesn't matter. It's a rivalry. You got to do what you got to do. If I won, if I was a Man City player and I just beat Man United, egotistical, like Man U, they all got egos there. They got, and I'd love to just. I'll scream in all their faces.
I mean, it's a compliment to United that they do value the derby that much, I guess.
Yeah.
So should we do a sweepstake or I guess a Deadpool, if you will? Who threw the milk on Mourinho?
Sané.
You think it was Leroy Sané?
Sané.
No, I
He's
reckon
young,
it's
he's
Sterling.
young,
He
he's still
seems like
drinking milk.
a joker.
I'm gonna take a punt. I'm gonna say it was Mikel Arteta, and that's why he got a bottle to the face.
Ooh, detective.
Where are they even
boys.
getting the milk from? You never see
well-
milk
well-
in football. You never connect milk to football. So who's
They
who's
got it
bringing
from
the milk?
Bernardo Silva because he's a tea lady there now.
Oh yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
Donald Liam, who do you think threw the milk over Mourinho?
It says Fabregas after he threw the pizza.
He came just to throw milk at Mourinho.
But in terms of the game, it was a dire game. I tweeted something along the lines of, did City deserve to win? Yes. Was it a good performance from City? No.
No.
Was it a great game? Far from it. it is just one of the. It didn't live up to
I
the
always
expectations.
think that about there's one Manchester derby that stands out to me. Obviously, the one where it was 7.
That's my Siri.
Oh,
sorry about that, boys.
yeah, 7. What was it? 7, 6, 7-1, 6-1.
6-1. That a few years ago.
Except for that one. Oh, Manchester derbies have always been quite boring. They've never.
It's not even I don't think it's even Manchester's or United's most contested derby. Anyway, I think people look more towards the Liverpool derby as the big derby.
Because that's always been a thing. Man City have come out of nowhere these
past. Because Liverpool fans hate United fans and United vice versa so much. Yeah. But then City fans, it's just like, oh, Manchester's blue is like, okay.
Yeah. It's not really blue if you look at the history of both the teams. It's not blue
United are the bigger club.
100%.
Yeah.
But back in the 60s, I mean, Man City were a big club and United were in the second tier. But, I think there was a good stat. There was like they've both won the same number of trophies over the last 5 years. But over the last 41 years, I think it's something like United have won over 30.
Yeah.
And Man City have won 5.
One thing as well is people keep undermining Pep Guardiola because they're saying, oh, he's got the team, he's got the squad, it's easy for him. But he is one of the best managers. Yeah, he is one of the best managers in the world. What he's done to their playing style, what he's done to Raheem Sterling as well. Sterling's game has lifted highly, and Sane is just.
Sterling seems so composed this season.
He's matured as a player loads since Pep Guardiola. You can see that he's been in pre-season and he's had a proper pre-season.
And Sane down the other wing as well. He's one of my favourite wingers in the league at the moment as well.
Yeah, definitely big fan. Right, well, I think it's time to bring Liam in for the numbers game. No?
no numbers game this week. I'll cut that out.
What's going on with it, Liam?
Come on now.
No, I haven't got it. Can I say, because you're not doing top 5 either.
Yeah.
I normally score you on both, don't I? So if I'm not doing top 5.
No numbers game this week then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No numbers game, no top 5 this week. So we'll get into the Champions League draw.
Please.
That was yesterday. A couple of big games coming out of this. Most notably is Real Madrid vs PSG. Now,
on Valentine's Day.
First thing you said to me was whoever wins this game will win Champions League, and I argued that by saying Real Madrid are not winning the Champions League.
Did I say that, or I think I was actually making a joke because I don't think either of them are going to win the Champions League.
Really? You don't think PSG are?
No, I think Man City are.
I think PSG are winning the Champions League.
PSG.
I think PSG. If Neymar stays fit and Verratti, if him, Cavani, and obviously Mbappe. Then they're going to win this because they have got a team. They've got a Champions League team. A sole Champions League experience in Champions League. They've got Dani Alves, who's won it, obviously. Neymar, who's won it, obviously. Then they've got one of the best young players. I'm fairly
sure Di Maria's won it as well.
Di Maria's won it. They've got one of the best young players to ever come out of this generation. I've never seen Mbappe. He's just insane. And then they've got good young players. So I think it's theirs to lose, really. PSG's to lose.
For sure. And I think they're going to do one over Real Madrid, 100%.
I do too. But if Man City and PSG were meeting in the final, I don't know where the final is this year, but over one game, just one team, either team could just go for it, play whatever kind of football they want. I think Man City could do it. Just beat them on the one-off.
I couldn't give you an answer right now.
Over 2 legs, PSG could probably do them.
Two best teams in Europe at the moment are Man City and PSG, I think.
Yeah, Barcelona are non-existent.
No. Well, Barcelona have drawn against Chelsea, which is the next big fixture that we wanted to talk about.
Barcelona will beat Chelsea because Chelsea haven't been playing well this year. But
no, they've just been there so far this season. I think Chelsea, they've been like, oh, they're a good team, but they haven't been really doing much.
Tottenham are winning the Champions League. Actually, I'll change my mind. Tottenham are winning it. I don't care what anyone says. Tottenham are winning it.
Well, another draw. Juve vs Spurs.
That's a big one. I think that's going to be the most entertaining one out of the 3 that we've already mentioned.
Yeah. Well, these games take place over 2 legs, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so... Spurs did one over Real Madrid at Wembley, so I think overcoming the Wembley...
And in the Bernabeu.
Yeah.
I think the focus for Pochettino is more on the Champions League this season. I think he wants to prove that Tottenham can do it. Tottenham... I'm not saying we can win it, but we can have a good run in it.
If you can get past this stage and get into the quarters or the semis, that'll be a successful campaign, I reckon.
Yeah.
But anyway, elsewhere, we talked about Man City. They've drawn against Basel, easy fixture for them. Porto vs Liverpool. Liverpool can probably do well in that as well. Sevilla vs Man United, very, very...
Favours Man U.
Very, very...
but Sevilla are a good team, though.
They are. They
They are
did. They
in
did really
Europe.
well.
I'm
Well,
surprised they haven't dropped down to the Europa League. They tend to do that.
I know they tend to
no,
do that
but
and win the
they
Europa
played
League.
against Leicester last year in the Champions League, didn't they? And then
They won.
they won
2x.
over them. Yeah.
But I do think that obviously Man United are going to win. But the first leg is away, isn't it? At Sevilla.
Yeah, that's right.
They need to be careful because Sevilla are a force at home.
I think Jose needs to pay more attention to the Champions League because in the group stages, certainly we haven't been playing our
No,
best
they got
football.
lucky. They got
Yeah.
very lucky in
Yeah.
the group
It was a
stages.
good draw for
They,
them.
Yeah,
it
they had a
seems like he hasn't been prioritising the Champions League so far this year, but
Whereas Poch, on the other hand, he had a really
Yeah.
hard draw, but he needs to be careful because if he doesn't make it in the Champions League in the year, in the league, then however
know.
well he does this
I
year in the
think
Champions League.
I hope this is just a nice little phase Burnley are having now, so they can just drop out of our way to give us a little bit more room to come into the top four, because they are in our way at the moment. So
Very
Sean,
true.
mate, you need to leave.
Get the England job and then
Exactly,
just Burnley will
leave, just
capitulate.
leave.
elsewhere in the Champions League we've got Shakhtar Donetsk versus Roma.
Big game that.
Yeah, Roma top in their group over Chelsea, who finished second in the group. Roma have been doing quite well so far this season. And then Bayern Munich versus Besiktas. We won't mention the exchanges on Twitter that Bayern Munich and Besiktas have been having.
That's awful.
It's very awful.
What is it? What?
When they Besiktas were announcing new signings, they brought in quite a few high-profile names.
Oh, they were doing that
Pepe.
It
thing
was
where they were
terrible.
like, yeah.
You come into Besiktas, they did
Yeah.
that over Twitter with Lewandowski being like, "I'm coming to Besiktas," and it was appalling. It was appalling.
It's terrible.
Some social media managers need to be sacked after that, I think.
For sure. Anyway, we'll go. we'll get into one of the bigger news stories of this week, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo winning the actual Ballon d'Or. Obviously, we talked a couple of episodes ago about the FIFA The Best awards that we thought was the Ballon d'Or, but no, it turns out the France football are continuing the Ballon d'Or. So Ronaldo wins his 5th Ballon d'Or, equaling Messi's record. But one of the bigger things to come out of this was his interview with France Football afterwards. He said to France Football, "I don't see anyone better than me. No player does things that I cannot do myself, but I see things others can't do. There's no more complete player than me. I'm the best player in history in the good and the bad moments."
No, when he says he's the most complete player to ever play, okay, I agree.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say,
Messi is the greatest player to ever touch a football. No one's done stuff that Messi's done in football. I've never seen anyone do what he does. He's just insane.
I was
insane.
with him as well up until the point where he said he was the best player in history. I mean, Maradona, I think his reputation came before his football.
Yeah.
Pele's a fraud. He scored 1,200 goals. 800 of them came in friendlies. So he's not.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I'll talk about that.
What about big R9 Ronaldo?
His career could have been, but his injuries stopped him from doing that.
At the time he was playing Ronaldo, oh my god, Ronaldinho as well. But that's stuff. But it's always Brazilian players. Always, I don't know. They like to get fat. But Ronaldinho and Ronaldo, they do. Okay, Adriano, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. But nah, I think Ronaldo
It's a fair point.
R9 when he was on his game. Oh my goodness,
He definitely did things
and
that I've never seen other
Ronaldinho
players do.
did things that Ronaldo or Messi could never do. But Messi he's on another planet. When he run, it's just funny seeing him play when he was 19 as well.
Yeah.
He won the Ballon d'Or at 19 years old, was it? And he's just an amazing player.
I think
Greatest.
some people say it's a cop out, but on my honest opinion, like Ronaldo's a better athlete,
Yeah,
but
no
Messi's
doubt.
a better player.
Better footballer.
In terms of technical ability, like I'm sure
because Ronaldo, because he can drop in, Messi can drop in and just 30-yard perfect pass. Right, I don't think Ronaldo can do that.
if you do like a 5 or like 3-shot challenge with Ronaldo, I think with Ronaldo and Messi, I think Ronaldo would be better. If you're looking at like individual characteristics, I think Ronaldo is a better player than Messi.
Yeah,
but
he's got all around. He's the perfect player.
he's better at heading. He's better at shooting. I wouldn't say he's better at passing though.
No, he's not.
He's
He's
better-
definitely not better at pass. Dribbling, Messi's definitely better.
I mean, sometimes that's just because of the team he was playing in. Barcelona were a much better passing team.
Yeah.
Stuck to a specific style, even though they went
Yeah.
through several managers. Whereas Real Madrid went through numerous world-class managers with numerous different playing styles over the years, and Ronaldo's moulded his way through each one of them quite well.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Now, to be fair, Ronaldo, I don't know if he's not the greatest player of all time. It's always going to be a debate who's better, Messi or Ronaldo. I think they're different players, so it's hard to compare them because they are very different players. Messi is more of a playmaker type player, although obviously he finishes, he scores a lot as well. But he's more of a playmaker than Ronaldo. But Ronaldo's just all around just a quality athlete.
I'd love to know in 10 years' time whether we're going to be having a similar debate or whether we'll just go, I can't believe this was a debate and X was clearly better than Y. You know,
That's true. But are we witnessing two of the greatest players ever to grace a football pitch at the moment?
No, I think we're witnessing the two greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pele and Maradona, yeah, they were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but they were in a day when, most footballers, were smoking
I
at
think a lot of
half-time.
people take that for granted. They always argue about who's better out of Messi and Ronaldo, but the matter is you're witnessing two of the greatest footballers to ever grace the game and will probably ever grace the game.
Yeah. And we don't watch Brazilian football now, so how can you judge Pele on the quality of the Brazilian league in the 50s?
we saw
in the World
60s?
Cup he was amazing in the World Cup.
We saw Ronaldo and Messi's both gradual rise to success. I mean, we saw Ronaldo at United and his first initial seasons at Real Madrid. He wasn't the best player in the world, but he did quite well.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Messi has kept the consistency from Ronaldo's grown into the player he is today.
Yeah.
Messi has always been, basically since he was young, one of the best players in the world. Since he came onto the scene, he was one of the best players in the world. 19 years old, he won the Ballon d'Or. He was doing things unimaginable. He's kept it going through all these years.
But are there any current players that you think could reach the heights of
Neymar.
Ronaldo and Messi? You think?
Mbappe.
I think Mbappe is a better shout than Neymar personally. I think because Neymar's 25 now, and I mean he's already had his time at Barcelona, so I think he peaked a bit early.
I don't know though, because there's sometimes I don't know, because he's in the Champions League. He showed this season that he can do some.
When he was at Barcelona, would you say he was Barcelona's second best player, or would you rate Suarez higher?
No, Suarez wasn't their second best player. Iniesta was.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Iniesta,
Fair.
Iniesta's quality. Iniesta's always been up there, top three. He's always been top three Barcelona players. He's better than Neymar.
Has he been this season? Because
he hasn't been this season.
This season he's been poor. This is his first ever poor season I've ever seen him.
Yeah, but he's getting old now. But when Iniesta and Neymar, Iniesta was definitely better. The stuff he was doing in games, still, he was the focal point to so many things that they would do. Without him in the team, Neymar wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing.
The partnership of him and Xavi over the years was the best midfield partnership of all time.
And the fact they haven't been able to replace Xavi either, bringing in someone like Andre Gomez.
I don't understand why.
Rakitic has been doing bits, but he's
not the same kind of player though.
No, that's what I've always thought. Barcelona, Verratti would be a perfect fit for Barcelona.
Yeah, there's links to
those
links to that a couple of years back, and I agree with him so much.
Yeah, I think Verratti's one of those players that some people, maybe like the people who just watch their team and don't watch European football, they don't understand how good Verratti genuinely is.
He's industrious, and his passing's he's good on the ball. He's got everything to his game. He's perfect. He's perfect for Barcelona, I'd say.
Definitely
the perfect successor to Andrea Pirlo, shall we say?
Yeah.
That sounded really sarcastic.
I know,
but it's true.
Anyway, that covers the Ronaldo win of the Ballon d'Or. Next big story to come out in terms of Welsh football. Wales have missed out on hosting Euro 2020 fixtures. I'm not sure if you've heard about this.
I haven't.
But on the 7th of December, so last Thursday I want to say, UEFA announced news via their website that Wembley will now host an extra 4 games of Euro 2020, because a big thing of what they're doing with Euro 2020 is instead of having it hosted in one country, they're hosting it across a couple of smaller countries. So there's loads of, I think Azerbaijan have got a couple of games. There's loads of other countries that are hosting games.
We deserve games. We got to semi-finals.
Yeah.
Well, that was the problem. Sorry, the Brussels in Belgium had four games.
They had 4 games. Yeah. Wembley had 3, so now Wembley's hosting 7. But Brussels have been stripped of their games because the Euro Stadium, which was meant to host the games, hasn't been built yet.
What about why is Wales? Why
That's the argument. Yeah. Is that Wales fans are disappointed with UEFA snubbing us, as both Glasgow and Dublin have both got games for the Euro 2020 as well.
We hosted the Champions League final.
Exactly.
So
we've shown that as a country that we can host, as a city as well, Cardiff. We can host big event. We hosted Anthony Joshua fight. We've got
Rugby World Cup as well.
We've shown that we can deal with that. So I don't understand why.
It was more or less a now or never situation. I think that's what a lot of people are arguing, because in the same year we've hosted the Anthony Joshua fight, the Champions League final, Coldplay twice, and Justin Bieber and like
Exactly.
Robbie Williams and stuff like that. So major events have been coming into the city. So we're clearly like able to host them.
Yeah.
But it's
And-
just, why have UEFA not given us the games? And
Yeah.
the Welsh FA released a statement outlining their disappointment and are requesting feedback from UEFA as to why Cardiff didn't get.
Yeah,
the
because they weren't
fixtures.
We've
given
done everything we
a
needed
point.
to do.
And it'd be really interesting to find out what UEFA say in response to the Welsh FA, because there's literally nothing you can think of that will be like, oh, well, why didn't Wales get it? Especially because the other countries in the UK have also got games, and you've got, like I said, Dublin and Glasgow hosting games, and why should Wembley get 7? Why not give 3 to Cardiff or something like that?
Have you ever been to a game at Wembley? Anybody? Like, because I've been to.
No,
a
but I've
few.
heard the atmosphere's dead.
No,
The-
I've
the
heard it's lost its magic. Wembley has.
The atmosphere is awful, but not only that, just the city around it. I mean, it's kind of in the rural area.
Yeah.
It's a rural area in London, but the area around it just shuts down for a day. So and you're saying that's going to happen 7 times?
But I mean, the Principality Stadium, and me and Liam were out and about reporting on this on Friday. We spoke to Dominic Booth of Wales Online, and he was saying that it was more or less a now and ever situation, and loads of people are disappointed with it.
Yeah.
But we managed to talk to some random fellows on the street who were visiting from London. They were at some exhibition or something like that. We asked them about what they thought, and they thought it was disgraceful.
Mm.
They said that what did they say? They were like, Cardiff is ready for these events.
We've
and
got everything. We got
the-
everything. And
yeah,
the fact that our
exactly.
stadium is based right in the city centre.
That's the point. I mean, Wembley Stadium isn't. It's quite far out of the London city centre, and Wales is one of the only cities that has its big stadium in the middle of the city.
And if your argument is that it's too far in the city centre, we've got a 40,000 seater stadium just on the outskirts of the city, and there aren't many events that can't be held.
And
there.
we've shown we can handle it anyway. Champions League finals are the biggest
Yeah,
indicator that we can handle.
yeah, exactly.
Serious
Well,
events here.
The Champions League final is the second most viewed sporting event in the
Exactly.
world.
And I didn't hear any controversies about that. Any
No.
mad stuff happening.
No,
I was in town on the day. There was
I was
no
just-
issue.
All in
Yeah.
all, the city handled it really well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no,
I-
absolutely. And I do think it's like absolutely disgusting the fact that Cardiff is the only capital city that in the UK that doesn't have one, doesn't have any Euro games,
Yeah.
and the
And
fact
arguably
that-
we've been the best.
Well, people,
Oh,
sports
yeah.
promoters and stuff like that have favoured Cardiff ahead
Exactly.
of like London, because you
Exactly.
talked about the Anthony Joshua promoter. He chose
Eddie
to
Hearn.
come to Cardiff ahead of London because of the stadium and the facilities.
and Eddie Hearn said that he wants more boxing fights
Well,
in
there
Cardiff.
was a rumour of a Joshua fight coming in March, so I'm going to keep an eye out and try and get myself tickets for that one, because
Oh,
I didn't
that's
manage to
it.
go to the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
No,
so
you're right.
Cardiff is host to one of the only stadiums in the UK that has a ceiling as well.
Yeah, because you can play anything there. You can
Yeah.
play concerts as well. And the other thing about that Joshua fight was that Cardiff played Millwall at home on the same day,
Mm.
and we were still fine. There
Yeah.
was no overload. There's no too there wasn't too much. There wasn't too little. We got it right, which is what a city should do.
Well, the city is obviously comfortable with hosting multiple events, because I remember going outside of football, rugby, you've got the Judgment Day that comes once a year, where all the Welsh sides in the Pro 12 League, they play each other in the Millennium
2 days.
Stadium. In the same day.
Was it okay?
Yes, 2 back-to-back games.
Okay.
So loads of people come into the town centre for that. And I remember last year, Wales were playing an international qualifier for the World Cup last year on the same day,
Oh, okay.
and they were taking place on the same
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
and people were worried about like, oh, what's the city gonna be like? Is it gonna be a nightmare getting in? But no, it was
If people
absolutely
want to know
fine.
what Cardiff's like when there's a big event on, we're fine. There's more. There's just more people around. Plus,
No,
that's what
it's
happens.
shown as well. So recently, we've had the rugby internationals, and we've been there's been no problems whatsoever. And those are big. South
And
Africa,
even
they've been big, and there's
Mhm.
been no problems.
Going back before Wembley was even built, the FA Cup finals, the League Cup finals, they were hosted in the Millennium Stadium.
Exactly.
Because it was the only stadium
Yeah.
that was big enough.
Yeah. So it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but I'm hoping UEFA, well, they can't reverse the decision, but they should give us feedback as to why we haven't been given the games.
And if they do, well, you'll hear about it on the show, because I'm sure it'll be pathetic and laughable.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's just
definitely.
no good excuse.
Well, is this a now or never situation for Cardiff, though? Do you think they'll ever get to host something like that ever
Yeah,
again?
we will.
Yeah.
We will definitely.
If this Euro across Europe, the Euros across Europe goes,
Which is a
poorly.
fantastic idea,
It's a
by
great
the way.
idea. But if it goes poorly, then yeah, you're right.
No, I think anyway we'll have. The thing is, I know we're putting Bale, the country on Bale's shoulders again. But once Bale is the type of player, once he's retired, he will push for stuff to, like David Beckham's done for, and he will push.
He'll be a figure behind the scenes.
Exactly.
He'll be an ambassador for Welsh football.
And
Some say that the reason they got London 2012 was because David Beckham was on the board.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Bale will, because he's a world class player.
Yeah.
And when he retires, he'll be known as the greatest player that Wales have ever had. John Charles, obviously, but he will be known as the greatest player Wales have ever had.
For sure.
I think
I like the retro Welsh knowledge there. The John Charles
quality.
We played in. He played. I think it was Juventus, and they love him out there.
Yeah.
And
played for Real Madrid as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I want to say yes, but there was an Italian player. I forget his name now. He said, "Who's the best striker who you ever played against?" Who was John Charles. Who was the best defender you ever played against? Who was John Charles, because he played as centre back and striker. He's brilliant.
Anyway, we'll go on to a slightly lighter topic. We deserve a laugh after that dire discussion about Wales getting snubbed. We'll hold a grudge for that, UEFA. Thank you very much. But we'll go into the rubbish transfer rumour of the week, a topic that's returning after weeks on the bench, shall we say. The Mirror published a report on the 7th of December claiming, I'm not sure if you've heard about this.
It's Aubameyang to Everton.
Yeah.
Sam
Allardyce wants to pull off an audacious £60 million swoop for Borussia Dortmund marksman Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Big Sam sees Aubameyang filling the gap left in the blue side by Lukaku, last season's top goal scorer, who moved to United obviously for £75 million, and they've argued that they haven't adequately replaced him, which I'll agree with. Sandro and Rooney are by no means great replacements for Lukaku. But first things first, in this intro, Sam Allardyce wants to pull off an audacious £60 million swoop for Borussia Dortmund striker. He's not going to go for 60 million.
Sam, let's calm down, mate. All right, don't get ahead of yourself. You only just started the job. You only just drew against Liverpool with 21% possession, I think you had. Don't even bother.
Is this what happens when you get undefeated in 3 games?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, you know what?
He's massy now. Sam, calm down, mate. I love you, but calm down.
If he draws 0-0 his next game, looks directly into the camera, we're signing you, Ronaldo. Go on, get on the plane, lad.
Well, there was a similar situation in the summer about Lacazette being linked to West Ham, and we were all just like, come on now, behave. But now Aubameyang to Everton, considering he's been linked to the likes of
Real Madrid,
PSG
Man
initially
City.
in the summer, and Man City.
He won't. He's not going any. If he goes somewhere, it's not Everton.
He's going to look at Everton at the moment, who are in 10th place, may I add, turning this season around and be like, I'm going to go to Everton, lads. The only reason you'd go to somewhere like that is if they offer you like £400,000 a week.
If they offer me £3 million a week, I will go to Everton. Otherwise, you're not going to catch me in Merseyside.
No, for sure.
I love Liverpool. Liverpool's an amazing city, but
I do like it up there.
I'd rather stay in Cardiff.
Up the diff.
Up the diff.
Speaking of up the diff, we had an equally similar odd transfer rumour to do with a striker. Diafra Sakho apparently coming to Cardiff for 12 million. I'll tell you this now, we net spent 1.5 million in the summer. We're not spending anywhere near that in January.
If you did get him, that would be a quality.
It would be an incredible.
I saw Mendes Lang and is that his name?
Mendes Lang, yeah.
Mendes Lang and Kadeem Harris in the club the other day. I don't know if I should.
Oh, really?
Saw him in Soda, yeah.
Oh, that would be. Oh, you should have called me. We didn't know each other last week.
No, we have a story. We saw him in Live Lounge before.
I'll show you the pictures later.
Aaron Gunnarsson had so many pints being bought for him, and Ben Amos, former United keeper, he was trash at Cardiff City, but he was throwing beer shapes on the Live Lounge. It was quality.
It was fun because we were with our mate Ben, who's been on the show. He's a Swansea fan, and we're upstairs, having a few drinks, and he goes, Bev, I'm not going to lie to you, the Cardiff squad are downstairs. And I'm like, sure, whatever, mate. It's like, no, serious, Peter Whittingham's down there. And I was like, sure, whatever. Oh, sorry, that's Mike. I was like, sure, whatever. I peek down, I see Peter Whittingham, and I just charge down there. I was like, I've got to see the boys.
I've seen Peter Whittingham. Peter Whittingham's actually quite a nice guy.
Oh, he's such a chill bloke.
He's a very, very nice guy. He just don't care. He just doesn't care. He's just a normal guy.
Gunnarsson was nice as well.
He's a nice man,
yeah. He had loads of pints bought for him. It was quite funny.
But I only brought up that Diafra Sakho rumour to defend Don Booth. Second time he's been mentioned on the show. It came out in the Mail on Sunday, something like that. But people are like attributing the story to him as if he wrote it, as if he made it up. It's like just click on the piece. It says the Mail Online in the opening story.
Yeah.
In the opening line, it's ridiculous. People are dumb. Anyway, I think our next topic is Jack Wilshere to England. Is it not?
That's true. Yeah. We might have skipped over it after the Arsenal game, but that's because it was more of a topic for debate in the middle of the week, because obviously Arsenal did have that really impressive display in the Europa League against it was a Barty. I think
that doesn't count.
No, it doesn't
count.
But the whole point that people were making that it was a Jack Wilshere masterclass, and he did start in midfield for Arsenal, and loads of people were arguing for him to get an England call up.
He could have put Sanogo in midfield against Barton, and he would have done a masterclass as well. It's not hard at all. At all.
I'm not defending Jack Wilshere, by the way. I'm one of the people who say no, he's not good enough.
Nah, I'm joking. I do like Jack. I rate Jack Wilshere. I think on the ball, England haven't really had players like him who do what he can do on the ball. But
he's a very similar player to Ramsey.
Yeah.
Which is why it would be odd for them to play. I'd say so. Yeah, he does get forward quite a lot, and he is quite creative. But the thing he's not amazing defensively.
On the ball, he is very good. Wilshere's very good.
His passing's better than Ramsey's. Ramsey's movement is good, despite him being in the box, even though he's a midfielder.
Despite him trying to do flip flaps when he's in his own area.
This isn't 2014, Aaron. Come on, mate. You know. Anyway,
I'm not sure who was in commentary on BT Sport on Saturday or Sunday.
Probably Darren Fletcher. No, not
Darren Fletcher. Do you mean Fletch?
Fletch, yeah. Fletch.
But he tried to attribute the goal as if it was Jack Wilshere, as if he had some kind of thing to play in it, because he was like Jack Wilshere came on and Arsenal scored the equaliser. Well, he was standing still when the ball went in. He wasn't doing anything.
That's like saying I walked into the stadium and he scored. They scored.
He had nothing to do with that. I had more to do with that goal than Jack Wilshere did.
I opened BT Sport 2 minutes before the goal went in, so I'm just saying.
My
more of an impact than Jack
to
Wilshere.
assist.
Ross. But we did a poll on Twitter, so thank you for everyone who voted. 71% of people said Jack Wilshere should be going to the World Cup in 2018.
I mean, he should be going. Will he start for England?
He shouldn't be starting.
No, he shouldn't be starting. He should be going.
Something different off the bench.
Who else are you going to put instead of him? Livermore?
Quality player, mate. Tom Huddleston, back from the dead, maybe.
Who would you start in that English midfield? Actually, I'm quite curious.
Not Jordan Henderson.
It wouldn't be Jordan Henderson.
I'd play Danny Drinkwater.
I would definitely start Dyer.
Yeah, Dyer.
Dyer kind of in front of the back four, and then in front of him probably someone like Adam Lallana, someone who can.
He's been out with injury for quite a while though, I believe. Yeah,
but I still rate him he's a quality player.
Yeah,
and then maybe someone to hold it down. I don't think Jordan Henderson is the man. Maybe it is Jack Wilshere.
No, he will be captain for that England side. I'm calling
unfortunately.
It
quite embarrassing.
I know. Maybe Wayne Rooney.
I'm trying to think of English centre midfielders now. Who's
Ali can play but he'll play number 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Play number 10. He needs
I think link up between Wilshere and Dele Alli could work out very well.
Yeah.
I actually think Ali will end up playing on the left.
You think?
For
ahead of who else have they got? Sterling.
I mean, Sterling will probably end up being on the right, maybe.
Not Ashley Young will probably play on the left.
I just think that. What's his name? I forget. Oh my god, what's the England manager's name now? I forget his name. Gareth Southgate. Yeah, I just feel like he's the kind of guy to play Ali on the left when he's so obviously good behind. Yeah.
Well, he'll play 3 at the back for sure, because I think that's what he's done in the friendlies so far.
This is gonna sound crazy now, but I'd love to see in that England team. Well, it's not. It doesn't sound crazy, but centre midfield, who I think could bring a lot.
Go for it.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
It's not an awful shout.
No.
He's been really good this year.
He's so powerful. He's got a lot to his. I like his game a lot. He's a quality player, and his passing's improved loads. His vision, his maturity as well. Crystal Palace, he's been very important.
What's the effect of being loaned from Chelsea? And you saw it with Tammy Abraham as well. He's been doing.
Yeah, he needs to. They need to sort that loan policy out at Chelsea.
I'm excited to have signed the long-term deal with Chelsea. They got a whole country
loaned out.
Also excited to join Stoke on loan.
I know. When you're signing for Chelsea, you're not really signing for Chelsea. You go in to see their training ground one day, and then you're going to Holland.
Vitesse Einam.
Vitesse.
I can't wait to join Vitesse Einam. Signs to Chelsea.
I know.
That same thing. It means the same thing.
Have Chelsea in your bio for about 3.5 seconds on Twitter, and then Vitesse Einam. Changed.
Just while you're on the plane to Holland.
Exactly.
Do you think Jack Wilshere should get a shout for the Arsenal team, though, at least? Because obviously you can't start for England without starting for Arsenal first. I mean, on paper you'd say so.
I mean, he's a better player than Xhaka is.
Yeah, but different though, isn't he?
Xhaka's a different player. If you take Xhaka out of the team, there'll be a serious lack of balance in
true,
midfield.
But then I think Aaron Ramsey's better than Jack Wilshere.
On form,
he just stays fit for longer.
On form, he has to be.
He's a workhorse. Ramsey is a workhorse, but on his day,
Wilshere's you can see why they called him one of the best English talents to come out. On his day, he is another level.
It's a shame that he's been so riddled with injuries over the years, because last season when he was playing for Bournemouth, he had a good campaign.
I was going to say that, you know, what he needs is a team built around him, and he won't get that at Arsenal.
We'll never get that though, because he's too injury prone. You can't build a team around him.
Exactly.
What Wenger needs to do is create a scenario where Ramsey and Wilshere, because they have similar styles of play from midfield, they should be fighting against each other to start in the starting 11.
Yeah.
You've seen it this year with using United as an example. You've got Martial and Rashford, similar style of players, both battling it out to start on the left-hand side or up front or whatever. If Arsenal creates that competition between Wilshere and Ramsey, I think Arsenal will be all the better for it, because we all know how much Arsenal have been lacking in midfield so far this season. They do need some creativity from midfield, and I think on his day, Jack Wilshere can be quality.
I know this is completely off topic now, but I just want to ask a question. What do you think of Rashford? What do you think of young players playing out of position, like Rashford playing on the wing?
I think Rashford is a winger, because I don't think he's good. His finishing.
To see him up front though.
His finishing isn't good enough to be a striker yet.
I'd love to see him up front. I'd love to see him have a run of games up front again, like he did in that campaign. Ibrahimovic is back now, but if Ibrahimovic wasn't in the fold and Lukaku was playing this bad, I'd love to have seen Mourinho stick him up front for a few games just to see what he could do.
I don't agree with just playing a player out of position just to get them games, because that doesn't help them.
No, that's what Van Gaal did with Martial, and that's why he's playing on the left now.
Yeah. Martial's a striker. You can see he's a striker.
I rate Martial so much higher than Rashford purely because he does have that ability and that finishing.
Martial's finishing is insane.
But I mean, he managed to get them into the same team on the weekend with Lingard in number 10. But when United have been playing 3 at the back with 3 up front and a number 10, they have been sort of playing with 2 strikers in a way. You saw it against I think it was Arsenal, maybe it was against Newcastle, but Martial and Lukaku were playing off each other with Lingard in number 10. So if he can do the same sort of thing with Ibrahimovic and Rashford in a rotated squad, like in midweek games or something like that, then because I do agree with that Rashford does deserve time at striker, but I do think at the moment he is a better winger.
One thing as well I don't understand is why Man U were playing Lingard instead of Mata.
Well, Mata, Mkhitaryan, take your pick. There's so many better. There's so many better number 10s.
I don't understand why the result would have been different if they had Mata's creativity or Mkhitaryan's creativity. Mkhitaryan can score as well.
Lingard's had 2 good games for United.
He's had 2 good games, but it's a big match, and I know give your players a chance, but he's just not.
I've never rated Lingard. Jesse Lingard, even because he played a derby in the Championship, I saw him play against Cardiff, and he was awful. And everyone was like, "Oh, he's on loan from Man United." I was like, "Well, he's not going to go far, is he?"
I do rate him. I rate him not $100,000 a week.
Yeah,
well, that's not my place to say anything. But I do rate him. I think he on the board.
Against it was a Watford or Newcastle. He had a really good game.
I think it was Watford.
Yeah,
and against Arsenal. He played well.
Yeah, he had a really good game against Arsenal as well. But I think
the audacity to dab in front of the Emirates fans.
That little
Millie Rock.
Yeah,
Millie
Rock. Do the Millie Rock. I love that.
But it was.
Can you give us a little?
Go on. Do a little. That's what I'm giving you.
But it was unfortunate for Mkhitaryan because he has been out of the side recently because he has been really poor in terms of form. If maybe Jose decided to gradually bring him into the team a couple of weeks before
likes him.
It's because he had like 5 assists in the first 2 or 3 games at the beginning of the season and then just dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, but Jose wasn't starting him at the start of the season either, was he? Like right at the start of the season, Jose was not starting him.
This season he was.
Was that last season?
Last season he wasn't.
That was last season, yeah.
It just seems to be something that he likes to do. It's just, start the season without his best players playing. And then
make them work for their place.
Exactly. And that can be really helpful for some players, but then others it could work the opposite way. That's just man management.
Well, no, he's probably lost a bit of confidence as well now, Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, he's a big confidence player.
Yeah.
When he's on form, he'll continue to be on form. When he gets off of form, then it's the same with Di Maria.
Because it was only a couple of years ago, he was like, I didn't get like 40 goals and assists combined in the Bundesliga.
Best player in the Bundesliga in his last season at Dortmund.
Yeah, that's right.
That's that's objective. That's objectively as well. He won the award for
Oh
best
no, he
Bundesliga
was.
player
Yeah,
that
no, he
season.
absolutely was. And that was in a team when Marco Reus and Aubameyang were, Reus was fit for a season, and they were doing wonders. and
Yeah.
just couldn't get out of the Champions League, and or could.
No, I do really rate Mkhitaryan. He is one of my favourite players on his day.
Yeah, it's
But-
quality.
But this year he's been poor.
He's been really inconsistent so far this season, and like you say, Mata I think is a great player. Not only like in terms of ability, but I think he brings such a great.
Playmaking.
He's such a great morale player
He
to
creates
have.
so much space for other players. He can create
Yeah.
so much space for other players.
But
His movement.
then they end up playing him on the right hand side, and he's not a winger
No.
anymore. He is a
No.
number 10.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Right, have we got anything else to talk about?
We've got your favourite part of the show, Benevento Watch.
I do like this part of the show, and then we've got the football funny, and then that's the end.
I feel like we should talk about Benevento Watch the Dawn before, because
That's a good point, actually.
it's probably
So a couple of weeks ago, when the
weird.
Premier League was off, we did a full league roundup. We went through every league and just
Yeah.
kind of talked about it a bit.
it was a long episode.
It was 3 hours long. But Benevento were the only team without a point in any of the top 5 leagues. They lost every single game up until that point, and it became a bit of a meme, and we decided that we'd talk about them every single week until they won a game. Then 2 weeks ago, absolute scenes, they got a point against AC
They
Milan.
got a point. Oh, I saw that.
Because their
the
goalkeeper. Yeah.
The goalkeeper scored a header, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was a quality header as well.
Aye, absolutely. Unfortunately, they couldn't match it this week. They played Udinese, and they lost 2-0. Kevin Lasagna scored a goal, a tasty finish, if you do say so myself. I'll give Ross the credit for that.
Thank you.
I'll give Ross the credit. He did tell
I was
me.
poor. I was poor.
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
gonna lie. I was pretty poor.
respect.
Put some respect on that name.
Kevin Lasagna, what a name.
It's brilliant, and it's just like the least Italian name ever, even though it's got lasagna in it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm a bit gutted because I actually had some high hopes. They went into the game, but then Udinese started the game with 5 at the back against Benevento.
How dare they park the
How
bus
dare
against
What that
Benevento?
goalkeeper can do.
Yeah.
They know what that goalkeeper
They
can
man
do.
marked the goalkeeper for 90 minutes.
Get him on the end of a set piece. You never know. You never know.
Absolutely. That was just a little bit funny. But then we always end the show off with a football funny, don't we?
I assume you've got one for this week as well.
I do. I do.
Is it a belter?
This actually is a belter, because this isn't something that was like going around on Twitter and I just picked it up and was like, I'm going to talk about that. Firstly, though, there is one story that I thought was funny. Laura Simpson, the girl who had an affair with Wayne Rooney recently, which is why.
What?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
But then why is he sleeping on the sofa? Allegedly, she's starting a website for girls to meet married men.
First of all, she needs to calm down. That's first off. You need to calm down, all right? Because
That's a disgrace, isn't it?
it's bad. That's pretty bad.
But
There's other ways to make money.
that's not even the football funny. So you can imagine what we're hitting.
That's the football embarrassment.
That is embarrassing.
Oh, that's-
So I promote the podcast every now and again in a few Facebook Premier League groups, and it can be a bit tasty in there sometimes. There's a couple 100,000 people in these groups, and this lad here,
The Nigerian ones are quality.
they are
Just
funny.
saying.
This lad here, and I won't say his name because I don't want to bait him out, but he's a young lad, right? He says. Obviously he's a Man City fan.
It's that. Yeah.
In wake of the Man United one, and also I did tell these boys a little bit about it. There's a lot more.
There's more.
There's so much
The
more.
story has.
The story thickens. He gets
The
exposed.
plot is thickened.
It's unbelievable. So this kid says, really can't wait for the 4-0 tomorrow at the Swamp.
Wait, what's he talking about? Man U.
He's
Man
talking
U.
about Man United.
This was before the derby.
Yeah. I need 2 Aguero penalties, a Gabriel Jesus tap in, and a Sterling goal in the 96th minute. Imagine how fuming the Rags would be. Ah ha 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 ha.
Aguero didn't even start, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. I tell you that, proper fuming, mate, Lamau. The United fans are quivering in fear. Even the groundskeepers are hoping that it snows at Old Trafford so the game gets called off, as you were. Right? So obviously, Liam Gallagher fan as well, naturally. So I was memeing him a bit, but then I saw the post had 280 comments. So only imagine what was going on, right? I can tell by your face that it's you're not impressed so far.
Nah.
This
Why are you
kid.
saying all that for? No need, really.
This said, this one person said, a kid's thoughts, aha. He says, nope, I am a man, in all caps.
Well, no, you're not. If you have to tell someone you're a man, you ain't a man.
This person says, what a it's a fackle.
Fickle.
No.
faculty.
He talks about somebody's private area. So what a man's private area. He says, "No, you are not me." It's just a kid. He says, "Hey, F all you haters for that comment. I'm here going to be sipping tea with a 4-0 easy win against Portuguese Big Sam's Bus Company."
I'll give him that. Portuguese Big Sam's Bus Company is quite funny.
What are you doing? This kid's been doing something.
He's actually.
Man.
He was born like in 2004, I think I saw.
Oh, so he's been a City fan since 2016.
Yeah,
then.
no, absolutely right. So this is amazing. Someone said, "Hats off to you. No matter what you do, you always cause a stir." So he's got a reputation. But then I started seeing
what you do, you always cause a stir. Who is this guy?
He's a kid, and he's got them on strings. He's got this Facebook group on absolute strings.
He's out there now.
And this is Someone says, "Oh my God,
he's controlling the roads now.
He's controlling the world. He's going to run for president, prime minister."
It's like, someone else says, "Oh my God, have you been taking drugs again?" He says, "No, this is just real facts."
First of all, how old? When was he born? 2004. How old does that make him?
13.
Yeah.
13. Drugs. I don't know where he's getting his drugs from. Sniffing crayons.
I know if he's Man City fan, he's from Greater Manchester. So. But this is the best bit, right? So people started tweeting saying, "Oh, is this team 54 or is this team 890 something?" I'm like, what is this kid? What is this guy on about? I'm gonna have to do some digging. Naturally, it took me about 2 seconds of research till someone posted in the chat a screenshot of a comment from a previous thread that he'd started saying, "I support Man City, Liverpool, Oldham, Barca, Real Madrid, Dundee United, Barnet, Bayern and Enfield Town because I love to watch proper footballing sides."
Wait, who did he say?
It's just there. It's
First of all, I don't know what you're doing up in Dundee. I don't know what you're doing up in Dundee trying to watch proper football. And Barnet especially.
But Enfield Town, we all know that's where proper football began. Up in Enfield. That's a solid football.
So you're from Manchester. You're wondering what side you should get into to be a proper football fan, and you decide Enfield,
Barnet,
and
Dundee.
So and then obviously
This has got to be a parody.
I mean,
surely.
I want it to be.
There's definitely drugs involved. If this is a real person, there's definitely something involved, some substances, and I don't know what it is.
It's not good, is it?
Something bad.
So somebody else, said, "Oh, this is your 57th team." To which he said, "No, you are a liar. I've never supported anyone except Man City." Just not the case though, is it? So I do feel sorry for the kid. I really hope that your family life is not as bad as it paints to be on social media.
There's one of the kids who sends messages to like 19-year-old or 20-year-old women saying, "I'm gonna pick you up in my car and do you." That's the type of kid that is.
Is he on Tinder? Do you think this kid's on Tinder?
I don't care if he's on Tinder. It ain't making no difference to me.
He's got Tinder on his dad's iPad.
I hope the hell he's not on Tinder.
Well, either way, I mean, he's an absolutely quality lad. He's got the whole Facebook group on strings, and he's
got everything on a string.
He's going to take over the world.
If he's not a parody, if this is just good humour. Stop it.
Let's just hope he grows out of this phase, because if he doesn't grow out of this phase, he's going to get a lot of slaps when he's older.
High school's going to be really tough for him.
He's already in high school, and it probably is already
I
really
suppose
tough
it would
for
be.
him.
Right, well, I think that's everything we've got to talk about. It's a good note to end it. Dom, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I apologise for my stuttery performance.
Oh, no, I thought you did really, really well.
First ever live performance. So
feel free to plug away. Look at the camera. Tell them what's going on in your life.
DomJames_F. That's my Instagram. Jake Scott, type that in. That's his Instagram. Donald Fithian, you already know his Instagram. Shout out him.
Shout out Donald.
Producer.
Get back in you.
Go on, Don.
Get back in you, Don.
Go on.
Come on, let's go. And
screenshot.
Yeah. Shout out Jack Clover, Taylor Morgan. I'm just shouting out my friends. Eric. Shout out to the guy I met in the toilets in Live Lounge the other day. What a guy you are. Gave me free aftershave because I didn't have a pound on me. My guy.
Incredible. Well, make sure you check out The Thought Process, out hopefully this Friday.
Thought Process out hopefully this Friday. I am bad at technology, so if it's not out this Friday, it'll be out next week.
On Apple Music, Spotify, Shazam,
iTunes, and
stream it
Shazam.
everywhere.
Stream it.
Make sure you check that out. Remember the name. I'm sure remember the name, Don James.
I didn't. I just winked at the camera.
Oh, beautiful. Well, if we don't end it on that, we'll end it the way we normally do. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ra.